Robert Plant's often regarded as having kind of like found himself with record number three. In your opinion, is that accurate? And if so, why do you think he kind of found himself at that point?
Yeah, I would say that's partly correct, at least, if not fully correct. I think because all of a sudden he could sing in other ways. Uh,
Mm,
he could really, I mean, the slow Tangerine and things, just so beautiful, so soft and lovely. Who would have thought that would come out of this heavy rock band that everybody was either wild about, or I remember a good friend of mine on the first when the first two albums were out saying, "I don't like that band. He always sounds like he's jumping off a cliff and screaming." Well, he didn't on this, did he? I mean, he was he could just sing in any number of ways all of a sudden, and he had written more of the material. Co-written with Jimmy more of the material than on some of the previous material had been more Jimmy, let's say. Uh, there's various percentages of all that, of course, but
hmm
just in general. So I think he just really kind of felt it as his way to express himself even more so. All of them really. John Paul brought in a little synthesizer, British synthesizer, to put over the thing between the two songs, Celebration Day and Friends, I think it was. Just everybody was just adding more of themselves to it. They were more cohesive as a band. They knew each other better. They had been together for a number of years now, kind of like a baseball team or a football team. You
hmm
play 2 or 3 years together and all you know what someone else is going to do before they do it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I think that was starting on three and came to its culmination on four.
Hey, I think that's a really good assessment actually. Do you remember like how he approached recording vocals, if there was anything unique about the way he handled his craft?
He's certainly extremely good at what he does and had a voice that nobody else had at that time or has ever had really for that high power thing.
hmm
And his new things, the things he's done in recent years, brilliant voice still. He doesn't do the high super thing because that's harder to do as you get older, I guess, but his voice is just so brilliant, so beautiful. I just remember it as being okay, a vocal overdub, here we go, yep, it's Robert Plant singing, great, got it on tape, next, you know.
That's crazy, really. What was he like to work with? Was he easy to get along with?
Sweet guy, wonderful guy, no problems ever. Nobody in the band was any problem in my eyes ever. Uh, John Bonham could be crazy and wild sometimes, having extra fun. Jimmy would often be quiet backstage or something and calm, and uh, John Paul Jones as well, a brilliant, brilliant man that just had so much musical talent and ability. He almost shouldn't have been in a band. He's like so good. It's insane. But I never had any problems with anybody. Everybody was extremely nice, lovely people.
That is awesome, man. That is so cool. So, I mean, when it comes to someone like Robert Plant, he's known like as this boisterous lead vocalist, but you're saying that like when you were working with him in person, he was actually pretty mellow. Would that be fair to say?
Yeah, same with Jimmy. Really, when I've seen that with several other bands too. There's a their own persona, what they are, and then there's a stage persona where they're not just musicians, they're actors as well. And I don't mean they're being fake. It's just you get on stage, you're fired up, the adrenaline's there. You want to. Everybody has their own way of coming out and being
hmm
effusive, and if you can't do that, you're not going to be very good on stage. You have to do that. Uh, so yeah, Jimmy and Robert certainly when backstage in the studio, whatever, you're just talking like normal people, but very, very smart normal people. And then on stage, wham, the shirt opens up. Jimmy's firing it out, smashing things around. That's just how it goes in rock music, and good. I think that's a great thing because that's what people love sometimes almost as much as the music. Is just the excitement that they bring to you.
Yeah, for sure. I think part of live music in particular is that experience of like of being witnessing something that's really cool. So I mean, what was the relationship like
Yeah.
between the two? From your experience, what was the relationship like creatively between Jimmy and Robert?
always great as far as I saw. They were now I didn't see them writing the songs. That's where they would really interact in amazing ways and came up with such great songs, perfect for each other. I'd say in that regard. But just seeing them again backstage or in an office or in the studio or whatever, great friends, got along extremely well. I'm sure there were some things where people argued at some point in time. It's a band is like a marriage. There's always going to be ups and downs. There would have to be. I never saw the downs of people interacting with each other. So, in my opinion, everything was always perfect, but I'm sure it wasn't. Of course, there would have to be, hey, don't do that. I didn't like that or whatever. I just never saw that.